After a limp and a raise to £10 from the cutoff, we look down at ace-5 of clubs on the button and are obliged to bump things up. I make it £35 before the limper gets out of the way, but the reg in the cutoff wants a piece, so tosses in the extra 25 quid and we're off to a flop. As flops go, I would describe 10-8-4 all clubs as one of the more reasonable ones. We've got the absolute brass Brazilians, and after the cutoff checks, we prod out a desperate looking £15. At least one more street of custom though as our opponent calls and the 8 of spades rolls off on the turn. Not what I would have ordered, but in a somewhat bloated 3-bet pot, we're obviously not concerning ourselves with being behind here, even 250 big blinds deep. After another check, I fire out a meteor bet this time to the tune of £98, and after a rather long tank, I am thrilled to see another call. While the 8 of spades wasn't at the absolute top of my list of turn cards, the dealer makes up for it and more with the Omega Brick 3 of diamonds on the river. Obviously nothing could have changed here, and once we see a third check from the cutoff, it's time for a mandatory pause before we send in the rest. We shove for £320 effective, and even though I can still be ahead of some snap calls, I'm nonetheless relieved to fade it. Now it's time to hope for a payoff as the cutoff enters a monumental tank, and after what seems like an eternity, we get some lovely news. So as you can see, a super complex spot that required an extremely high level thought process affords us a juicy pot to the tune of £1,000. Nice.